Let's take you back a little bit, shall we? It was the year of Gaza's tears, remember them, the poll tax riots and the resignation of Margaret Thatcher. And 1990 is now the background to the concluding series of Shane Meadows' This Is England.
It's almost 10 years since the first instalment. In a moment, we'll talk to two of the stars, Vicky McClure and Cresswell. First, here's a look at the new series.
That's a moving cupboard with a grunting thing in it, isn't it? That's got to be it, hasn't it? It's a book.
Yeah, Vicky McClure and Cresswell are with us now, but of course, in any series of This Is England, it's not all. There's laughter and then there's other stuff, isn't there?
Yeah, the first episode is actually particularly funny. It does set it up to be quite a good laugh, but yeah, it's going to get darker for sure.
Definitely. Tell us, I mean, it goes back so many years now. How old were you when you started working on it?
I was 15.
15?
Yes.
So it's been really part of your whole growing up,
Yeah, I remember doing my GCSEs when I was filming for the film, so I didn't do very well, but yeah, it's been a part of all our lives, hasn't it, for a very long time.
So you were born in 1990?
Yes. So Shane has given me the chance to go back and relive the 90s.
Yeah. It's confusing, all this age stuff, because you have to think, actually, it's hard to believe it's 25 years ago. And some of the events covered in the sort of the prequel to that, I remember reporting on, and it doesn't strike me as being a quarter of a century ago. It feels like a couple of years.
No, it's a long time, and it's, you know, I think the great thing about This Is England is, even if you were there, you know, in the 90s, you can go back and reminisce, but even if you was, you know, born like Chanel in the 90s, you can kind of still resemble that they're a group of mates, you know, and the storylines and all the sort of topics that we cover are still relevant today, so...
and just set it up for us as well, because things have changed a bit, haven't they, since the last one? So just tell people what's going on.
Yeah, I suppose for Lol, she's happy, so that's a good thing, and her and Woody are very sort of settled now. They've got a baby.
Yeah.
And, yeah, the sort of trauma of what happened with our dad, it's kind of put in a wayside, but it's possibly going to, you know...
Come back.
You can't tell too much, obviously.
Can't tell too much, but it's, you know, it isn't a storyline that we take very lightly, you know. It's not something that's ever going to disappear out of their lives, and, you know, being sisters in the show, it's going to affect us at some point, so...
Yeah, I think for Kelly, I think she's always witnessed, you know, the drama side of things, like with her sister committing suicide and then her dad dying, so definitely in 90... it kind of takes a toll on her a little bit, and yeah, she goes a bit probably down a more of a darker path than the rest of the characters do.
Oh, she does, doesn't she?
Yes.
Was that, well, we're talking about drug taking, really, and she develops a drug problem.
Yeah.
Which was, how did you prepare for that part of the role?
I took it quite seriously, because obviously if you're taking a role on like that, you know, you like to know as much as possible. So I think it was, you know, meeting people that did have these sort of problems and talking with them, and watching a lot of clips of people, like documentary style, that did have problems as well, and just listening and watching, really. Yeah.
Vicky, you mentioned there's quite a lot of fun in the first instalment, which there is. I think we can have a little look at you two out on a night out together.
Hello, Lol.
Hey.
Shirley.
It's not necessarily perhaps as you expected, isn't it?
I know, I think in that clip they say something like Des Walker's, you know, in the VIP room. And
and he's so not.
It's very funny.
Of course, 1990 was the time of the rave scene.
Yes.
Which is, it's what's lovely about the series, and I've sort of been dipping back into different bits of it, is every series has a different cultural mood, if you like. I mean, the film was about sort of skinhead culture, wasn't it? And finally ended up in 1990s. Was it fun to go through those different sort of phases of music, wardrobe, history?
Yeah, we get educated, really, don't we?
It's like it's nice, because we get to like relive what our parents probably lived. You don't really get that opportunity. It's like jumping in a time warp and taking you back, isn't it?
And I love, I mean, for me, I love what Lol wears. You know, I do wear Fred Perry myself.
Yeah.
And
even when you're a dinner lady?
Well, I've got a Fred Perry under me, under me tabard. So, you know, it is nice. And I think everybody's sort of, if you know, look at the poster, you can see how everybody's developed through the years, and gadgets actually become quite cool.
I'm trying to remember, so how many years you've been filming this for, then? When did it first start?
It's 10 years, yeah.
So I mean, what's it all like? You must be a great group of friends as well.
We're just a really dysfunctional group of friends that, you know, we love each other dearly, and Shane Meadows is the maker of that. You know, he's the governor, and he's the one who's created it, and, you know, he cherry-picked us.
And this is it now,
group.
is it? There can be no more?
Well, I'm being told it's in pencil, so
Yeah.
I'm
It's in
hoping.
pencil? So there's no horrible disaster at the end of the last episode, at least.
Well, you just have to watch.
You can't, of course you can't say. You've got to keep us on tentative. But I imagine it was fairly emotional when you come to the end of filming as a group like this.
There was a few tears being shed on the last shot because it was a group shot. You know, with all the characters. I know that they bring some characters back for like the end finale.
Yeah.
And yeah, there wasn't a dry eye in the room, was there?
No, I think I was a little over dramatic, maybe.
He was crying.
I was like doing that can't breathe crying, like don't let it be over. But yeah.
Oh, well, let's hope it's not, because so people are very fond of your characters. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
This is England. 90 is on Channel 4, Sunday night at 9 p.m.
I was